Hello everyone, welcome back to D&D and Me, and this is a brand new segment of sorts where we're going to be taking in information on characters that don't have a lot of lore, or at least lore that my friend here knows, and we're going to be trying to compile it from multiple different sources, predominantly Forgotten Realms Wiki, which the first two are on specifically because one, he didn't do his end of the entire recording part of this and have all the notes compiled. But alas, we're gonna read straight from Jesus, Forgotten Realms Wiki. I have a very big issue with W's and R's, but this first one is on Strongor Bonebag. He's gonna pretty much read everything on screen, and it's like a really tiny section, mini screened on my laptop, so I apologize. My name is Brandon Wynn.
Adam.
Okay, that I completely forgot to introduce ourselves. And just gonna get straight into it. So go ahead and read, Adam.
It says Strongor Bonebag was a charismatic priest of Mercule and a leader of the Avon Death sect in the Cult of the Dragon.
I forgot that I have to move over here.
Okay, scroll down.
Well, I was stuck on the camera part. That makes sense.
It says here that in the year of spouting fish in 922 DR, Strongor conceived.
Convinced.
Sorry.
Conceived? Holy shit, he gave birth to a whole ass fucking dragon, dude.
Yeah, man. He convinced. You say the name, I can't do it.
Okay, so this is Avon Death's supposed real name, and I'm gonna massacre it, but I'm gonna try it. It's Chardan Servitriol. I usually say it like 4 times in a row.
Anyways, he's a black dragon. He's known as Avon Death. He later becomes a Draco Lich, one of the most profoundly powerful Draco Liches. We'll talk about it in a later video. He provided the magical assistance, Strongor provided the magical assistance needed for that transformation. Following the creation of the Draco Lich, Strongor presided over members of the new Avon Death sect of the Cult of the Dragon, where they worshipped him, which resided in the mausoleum of Avon Death that they created beneath the ruins of the Mercule.
Hold on one. Nope, here.
Beneath the ruins of the Uth Tower. The Uth Tower is part of the Mirror of Dead Men. That's another video.
We're gonna go on locations now too, apparently.
As their leader, he led the sect in a unique perspective, combining the teachings of Mercule with that for those of Samister.
Samister. I didn't know how to say that one.
Yeah, that one. He's if I remember correctly, he's an earlier leader within the Cult of the Dragon.
I think I read up because remember I had like 20 fucking links open about specifically in a deep dive of these characters all related to Avon Death. They're like, you're looking up a lot, and I was like stuck on writing this because I kept doing a lot of bullshit for security checks.
There's a lot of like random character fights.
Some of them were like a couple sentences. Oh, dude, I was looking up Bane and like the Dreadful 3 or whatever they're fucking called.
Sort of the
with
premise
Mercule,
of this, this one being just off of the Forgotten Wiki, we plan on diving into as many different sources as we can in order to try to give you as much information on this. The big reason behind this is just as we're going through our book and we reached the Mirror of the Dead Man. There was all this background lore, and you would dive and you'd find more and more and more and more and more background lore on these places and people that were within these places, and we just wanted to have a centralized source for that material.
Also, whatever didn't have a lot of lore, he just didn't know it, and he would ask me, and of course, I don't know a fuck ton of lore myself. I just know like surface level when it comes to things, and he'd be like, "Hey, Brandon," and I'd be like, "I don't know." So,
spirit of the video then would be to have a place where people could see things about these characters.
If you were too lazy to look it up on Google, we're here for you, because I'm lazy as fuck and I'd 100% look it up on YouTube.
But Strongor preached that Mercule would absorb the mortal world into his realm. The gods of the living would be discarded, and the new patrons of Draco Liches would ascend.
Pantheon?
Pantheon. I really can't read it this far away.
Do you want to scoot up?
No, I don't want to get that close. He resided at the mausoleum for the remainder of his life. Now, just a note on that, it did say that he died in what was it, the Eye of of Miracle, Dragon number 73 says that his sudden death was a decade later than when Ed Greenwood said he died in a tweet. He stated that he was murdered. Uh,
In 969 Day of Reckoning. So I didn't know who Ed Greenwood was directly until he just told me because I don't care who created it. I just enjoy playing the game. Uh, Ed Greenwood supposedly is a creator of D&D, one of the co-creators, whatever the hell. So, like, direct person who created a lot of this lore versus Dragon Magazine, right? They're both official sources, in my opinion, of lore. Mainly since if you watch like AJ Pickett, Jordan, Mr. Rex, they frequently, mainly AJ Pickett because he's the most frequent that I watch, quote Dragon Magazine a lot, and that's where a lot of lore comes from. So
yeah, this basically states that he died. What's it saying? Dragon number 3 says he died in 922 DR, and the transformation of Ebon Death into the Drake Village. But,
real.
okay. Anyways, uh,
You continue talking. Sorry.
just getting back to the article there. This being the case, I would wonder if maybe he himself, there's that distance of what's that like near 40 years. Maybe he himself became a lich and then was murdered.
We're talking about
You can murder a lich.
Strongor. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can murder a lich. You can just call destroying a
So,
phylactery. So personally, what I think this is if you're looking at it practically, whichever came first, which I'm going to assume Dragon Magazine number 73 probably came out first. You have a phone. Could you look that up? When that issue was released?
it's Dragon.
Little rip behind me. Actually, I lost my phone. Fuck. Uh, I'm fine with swearing. I swear like 8 times in this video already. Where is my phone?
Anyways, in the year of the flashing eyes, 929 DR, a young, ambitious cult member conspired against Strongor. He hoped not only to kill the leader, but also trap his soul in the weapon that slew him, and enchanted an obsidian blade dagger. The cultist was successful in his ambition to kill Strongor, but it was unknown if his plans to trap Strongor uh, sentience into a dagger were successful. It was also unknown as to what became of the assassin, though he may have perished in the attack. See, now that makes me wonder
So,
if
so
if they did trap his essence within the dagger, could that dagger be used to create a lich?
I would have to look up how to become a lich again, but I don't think so because I think your body has to die at the time of you becoming a lich because that's an entire like process. Your body has to die when
Maybe
you
when it
become
says
alive.
he was murdered, that just means the sword was destroyed.
What do you mean? If for the dagger?
The dagger, yeah, because it says his sentience went inside the dagger.
Yeah, I would say it. It depends on you as DM personally, if you want to run it like that. But if I'm correct, I read that he is in fact inside that blade. Excuse me. He just acts as someone else. He acts like it's he's like something completely different inside the blade because I think someone else comes across the weapon. I don't remember for sure.
We haven't discovered as to what race he is. I wouldn't be surprised with a name like he has
Strongor
that
Bonebag.
maybe he's a perhaps a dragonborn, or not a dragonborn, but a
I could see something along the lines of like say a tiefling, given the fact that it's like he's more along the
could be
evil line. A tiefling, an orc because Bonebag.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I doubt a goblin
But
would
would an
survive
orc
that
be a
hard.
member of the Cult of the Dragon? Do they have orc members of the Cult of the Dragon?
I have no idea. I feel like the Cult of the Dragon is just people who just want to bring Tiamat back. So personally,
I mean,
don't
that's
see why not.
definitely a later one, but I mean, in this time period, that's not who the Cult of the Dragon were. It mentions Samister in his teaching. Samister being one who basically preached the word that there one day the undead dragons would rule over the earth, and thus their followers would follow suit. But later it was translated differently, and that's where the current Cult of the Dragon comes from.
I'm going to be honest. It doesn't say his race by any means. So honestly, if you wanted to make Strongor Bonebag as a character, there's no race officially said in the Forgotten Realms wiki. Jesus, it's really hard to say ours. Uh, so you could make him any sort of race that you want.
Probably a cleric.
I would 100% say that he was a cleric.
I'd be like a cleric or merchant for sure.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Um, you would probably want to play him or add him in before Ebon Death's entire shtick of becoming a Dracolich. If not, you could definitely do it before his demise, almost 10 years later, or you could just simply change the entire lore and just not have him dead. There's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe to do some sort of like Harry Potter Horcrux situation, like the dagger.
It'd be very odd. Well, you could. I think there. Yeah, Wishspell could get him his mortal body back. Hell, there's a resurrect spell if I'm correct. As long as there are like certain prerequisites, he can easily come back to life within 1,000 years. So depending on when you decide to play, you can probably raise this motherfucker back from the dead. But if you bring him back to the dead, you're probably an asshole as a character.
Obviously, there's some more interesting players in here. We have Evan Death, and we have Samister. We'll definitely cover over those ones later, but there's lots of lore on Samister, so that would be someone maybe you should look up. And
Oh, we're gonna do like
Evan
Samaster.
Death, granted, there's not a lot about him, but he's definitely probably one of the best
Yeah, like
ones.
Samaster or something like Samister. It's like
He would make the coolest BBG for a one-shot campaign, so definitely something you guys should consider.
hell yeah.
You could even use
What's funny is that I have Ebon Death as one of them.
yeah. All right. I think that's good for this one.
Okay, so that's the ending for this video. Please leave a like and subscribe as we bring you more D&D content in the future. See you in the next video.
Anything else you guys find on him, definitely leave it in the comments.
Yeah, comment down below if you find anything else relevant to this situation.